Long time ago, in a quiet town in England, where Mrs. Martha Kent, a compassionate but strict teacher, began her new term at Oakwood Primary School. She was assigned to teach the 5th grade, a class known for its challenges. On the first day, as she stood before her students, she smiled warmly and said, "I care deeply for each of you and want to see you succeed." Though sincere, her words felt hollow when her gaze fell on one particular student, Oliver Hayes. Oliver sat slouched in the front row, his uniform unkempt and his demeanor withdrawn. He rarely spoke and avoided eye contact. Martha noticed his reluctance to engage, his incomplete homework, and his lack of enthusiasm. She couldn't help but feel a tinge of frustration. As days passed, her initial sympathy gave way to irritation, and she found herself growing impatient with him. One evening, Martha decided to review her students' records to better understand their backgrounds. She had saved Oliver's file for last, hesitant to confront what she might find. As she flipped through his file, the entries revealed a heartbreaking story. In the first year, Oliver's teacher had written, "Oliver is a bright and curious boy, eager to learn and participate." In the second year, the note read, "Oliver's mother has been diagnosed with a serious illness. He appears distracted but still tries his best." By the third year, it said, "Oliver's mother passed away. He has become quiet and withdrawn. His performance has started to decline." In the fourth year, the entry read, "Oliver's father appears uninvolved. Oliver seems lost and unmotivated. He often misses assignments and struggles with his work." Martha sat silently, the file trembling in her hands. Tears filled her eyes as guilt washed over her. How had she failed to see the pain behind Oliver's silence? How had she allowed herself to dismiss him so easily? The next morning, Martha resolved to change her approach. When Oliver walked into the classroom, she greeted him with a warm smile. She began praising him for small efforts, like completing his homework or answering questions in class. She made sure to involve him in group activities and encouraged him to express his thoughts. Slowly but surely, Oliver began to change. His eyes lit up with curiosity during lessons, and his hand shot up more frequently to answer questions. By the end of the term, he had transformed into a confident and capable student. Years passed, and Martha received a series of letters from Oliver. In the first, he thanked her for believing in him and shared that he had graduated high school among the top 3 in his class. Later, he wrote to tell her he had completed university, then that he had pursued further studies to become a doctor. Each letter expressed his gratitude for her unwavering support, and he always ended with, "You were the best teacher of my life." Finally, one letter came with a special request. Oliver was getting married and asked Mrs. Kent to attend his wedding, not as a guest, but to sit in his late mother's place. On the day of the wedding, Martha wore a delicate bracelet Oliver had given her years ago, missing a few rhinestones, but precious nonetheless. She dabbed on a light floral perfume that reminded her of those early days in the classroom. When Oliver saw her, he rushed over, embracing her tightly. "Thank you, Mrs. Kent," he whispered. "You made me feel special when I needed it the most." Tears welled up in Martha's eyes as she replied, "No, Oliver, you taught me what it truly means to be a teacher, to see the potential in every child and nurture it with patience and love. A small act of kindness and belief in someone's potential can change their entire life. Never underestimate the power of encouragement." If this story inspired you, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Soul Scripted, and click the bell icon for more uplifting tales.